Patik Gandotra, partner with Dron Capital, joins us. Patik, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Patik, Indian markets have rediscovered some lost momentum in last 2 days. Do you think for Indian markets the storm has come and gone?
I guess the big storm has already come, but some relapse might still happen. What's happened is that I think now we come back to tracking global markets. Dow is doing extremely well. The US markets are on fire. And so there has been a bit of short covering in our markets as well. Not to say that people are confident enough to start aggressively buying. And you should be aware that people have actually lost a lot of money in the last 3 to 4 months. So I think confidence will take time to come back. And in that process, my market will start consolidating.
Do you think it will be a while before mid-cap stocks will be able to recover out of this deep hole?
Strangely enough, I don't think so. I think that if the market starts becoming steady and starts seeing a bit of an up move, you will see interest in quality mid-caps come back very, very, very strongly. Because they are so oversold that the quality ones are offering the prospect of between 20-25% growth and about trading at kind of low single-digit multiples. This is the same argument which you could have put forward in August last year.
Right.
And now, from August to now, there's been a whole set of reforms which has happened. So there's a
right.
Yeah. So it's reason to be more bullish.
Fair point. So when you say, and it's interesting, when you say that good quality mid-cap stocks will make a comeback, give me a name here, give me an example here, because I'm trying to scratch my head. I cannot think of too many quality mid-cap stocks which will make a comeback soon.
Say something like a Jubilant Foodworks.
CLS is calling it, say cheese, the stock has bottomed out. Do you buy that CLS's report which was released yesterday?
No, I haven't read the report, but I'm just saying that is a quality mid-cap clearly. I would look at that. Titan at some price, not right now, but Titan at some price.
If gold prices come down, will Titan still recover?
So I don't think gold prices are crashing so strongly. Titan has a very strong retail story. So there is some obviously nervousness around that stock, but once it comes off a bit, it looks interesting. There is a company called Aurobindo Pharma which looks interesting because that company is turning around its operating margins very, very strongly, and it's been hit by a lot of rumors, etc. around the company, and so that stock is corrected. It's done very well for the year, but I think these kind of stocks one should be waiting and looking at buying.
Patik, what about IT? Is it time to take chips off the table or deploy more cash?
Yes, I will actually react to what Infosys has to say rather than being proactive about it. Because if you see the US economy has started doing well, and so it might at least show some signs of resilience. Tech spends might actually do better than what they've been doing in the past. And in that kind of environment, if you say should you cut your weight on IT a bit, I would agree with that. But I mean not take chips entirely off the table.
So what kind of range do you think eventually Indian markets will settle in for next 6 months?
So, okay, if you say next 6 months, you might have one more, you might have a pullback from here, and then you might retest your previous lows once again. But that's an immediate kind of thing. But over a 6 to 8 month period, I think you'll cross your all-time highs. That's what I think.
That's a strong and a big call. At a time when Indian markets are underperforming global markets, I mean, there's a stark underperformance there. Global liquidity is no longer supportive. Earnings are yet to pick up. You are making a case that in next 6 to 8 months, Indian markets will touch a new high?
Absolutely. So my view here is predicated on the following 3 things. The first is the GDP growth has bottomed out. Now the rise towards a stronger GDP will be slow. It will not be very strong, but at least the trend has started looking up already. 1. 2, interest rates have peaked. Inflation has peaked. On both those counts, definitely in this year, you might see a cut of between 50 to 100 basis points coming out from the Reserve Bank of India. And 3, I think, given the fact that, I'm still of the opinion that the global crisis has kind of bottomed out and you will not see a crisis in the next 6 months. The global environment will be supportive. In that kind of environment, money will flow into India. One more thing, if you see Indian retail has sold stocks aggressively in the whole rally previous time. So they haven't participated in either the rise or maybe even the fall. Maybe they participated a bit in the fall. So my sense is retail interest will also start coming in at lower levels.
Are Are you putting your money to work? Are you putting your money where your mouth is? Are you fully invested? Are you buying on every decline?
No, so obviously we have taken some cash off in Jan and Feb, and we are keeping our, in colloquial terms, our powder dry. And so at reasonably attractive valuations, if we get them in the next few weeks or few months, we will put our money to work.
You've been fairly bullish, Pathik, on United Spirits. The deal with Diageo has now received the CCI approval. How do you see the entire deal structure panning out now?
So there will be an open offer, there will be a preferential, and Diageo will be in control. This is the first thing that will happen. And then what one would expect is that then going forward, Diageo will take its own time in setting the company right. So the management has been guiding towards a slow ramp up in operating margin. Not very aggressive numbers. That is all fine. So we would expect numbers to improve only gradually. That's our expectation. So I won't expect anything spectacular in numbers coming out from United Spirits in the next few quarters. But what will happen is the debt will obviously get repaid, and there will be concomitant benefits on its PAT because of debt repayment.
So stay put in United Spirits. Is that the call that you're giving out?
Absolutely, but I'm sure you also know there are a lot of rumors which flow around in times like this, and so you might see the stock wobble around a bit. But after the deal is done, I think then you should be through.
So closer to 1750, closer to 1700. Do you think United Spirits has a firm base in place?
I think so.
Do you think the trade in PSU banks has reversed because bond yields have gone down? And if I look at the kind of numbers what the mid and large cap PSU banks have reported for the quarter gone by, clearly they have not conducted themselves very well.
So PSU banks is a kind of a difficult call, because on one side the asset quality pressure has not manifested completely, and on the other side rates are getting cut. So it has to be at a particular valuation. I kind of think the process of bottoming out of the valuations has begun. Doesn't mean this is the right price, and it will be very difficult to figure out a right price. But if you ask me, one should start buying slowly into PSU banks over the next 2-3 months. Somewhere around the 2-3 months, you will get your price. So I would not put all my money to work today, but start putting in money slowly into PSU banks.
Pathik, but for benchmark indices at a time when earnings are contracting, do you think for this year it will be difficult for benchmark indices to generate a double-digit return?
I actually don't think so. So I think if the index was 6,000 at the beginning of the year, I think you will see a double-digit return on the index by next December.
I really like your optimism, but what is fueling your optimism?
I told you all the reasons. I mean, it's just that you might find these reasons more credible once the market starts running. All the reasons are there right before you. I'll again repeat. GDP growth has bottomed out. Earnings upgrade cycle, the downgrade cycle is over. Upgrades are beginning. Interest rates are going to come down. The global environment will be supportive. On all these 4 counts, quality stocks should start doing well.
Do you think this month as well RBI will oblige with a rate cut, or do you think this is the estimate that you are giving is for the full year?
I'm giving it for the full year, but I think they will either cut in March or April. I don't think, if they don't cut in March, they will definitely cut in April. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay, on that optimistic note, we'll allow you to escape. Really appreciate your time, and it's good to get a genuine bull back. We've had too many bears on the show offline. Just about everyone has painted a gloomy picture for Indian economy and for Indian equities.